Where's my chat? Why is my chat gone? That's not good. I don't have a chat. There we go. Chat's back now. Celestial, how's it going? Oh, man, am I tired. Oh, my back is sore. Yeah, today was a fun day. A very unexpected fun day where I got called to my boss's office. Hey, we need you to go to the site, figure it out, bring the GPS with you, and go. And next thing I know, I'm in hip waders, walking down a 1.5 kilometer stretch of lake, walking like 500 to 750 meters into the lake, where every step I get about a foot of mud covering my feet, and at minimum 6 inches of water. At most, the water was like up to here. And I was carrying $40,000 worth of equipment that couldn't get wet. Oh. All right, that feels better. My back's feeling good now. Ugh. Oh, I'm so full. I got home and I had a bowl of food that was like this big, and it was like stacked. Oh. Oh. I did a chest workout yesterday. Maybe this isn't the best workout for me to start. Yesterday, I absolutely destroyed my chest. I'm still feeling it today. Why am I starting with push-ups? I have no idea. Why so late? This is my typical streaming time, if not maybe an hour earlier. I would have started streaming a little bit earlier. I got back home around 9:30 p.m. and I had to wait to digest my food. I got home, I put in a whole smorgasbord of leftovers, nuked it in the microwave, and it was gone in just a few minutes. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling tenderness in my chest. Good times. Maybe I'll, what do I want to do? I don't know. Woo-wee. Yeah, I think this month might, not necessarily guaranteed, but it might be my 10-year uh, anniversary since I started working out. I can't quite remember the exact day, but I'm pretty sure it was this month. And I went back, posted on Instagram my before picture from like 2011, I believe, and then I found some other pictures from 2012, June 2012, and big difference. All right. Ouch. Come on. Get in the hole, you. That's what, I don't know, he said, I guess. Yeah, I never expected to enjoy lifting weights as much as I did. I was always the I was always the smallest guy in my family. Um, Whereas all the guys were bigger than me, and we would like wrestle, we would fight, and I was rascally, but I was always going against guys who had the weight class on me. But I could do well because I could handle a lot of pain, and my MO was if I can't win, I'm gonna cause this bolt to hurt. Oh, I'm so full. Oh. Yeah, so this morning I was absolutely miserable. I was outside, I was in a t-shirt and hip waders, and it was freezing rain pouring on me. So I'm cold, I'm soaked, I'm wet, and the mosquitoes were eating me alive. Then around probably about 2 p.m. I started having fun. I guess I got some wind as well as I got a little bit further away from the shore, and I stopped getting bit by mosquitoes. And then it was I also when I started off, I was getting frustrated because I was trying to do calculations, and I had a bunch of papers with me which were absolutely soaked from the rain. I kept some in some bags, but some of them got out and they got wet. And I'm trying to do math while I'm in the middle of a lake. Uh, with a bucket that's like I'm dragging along with me. And it was sketchy. And I was also trying to make a lot of distance at the beginning, whereas once I got in the routine, there was more downtime where I'd walk and I'd get to where I need to be with the GPS, and I'd sort of figure out everything, place some stakes, and do the things while I'm there, and then get unstuck, and then I just walk 50 meters and stop. So I was going 50 meters, stop, 50 meters, stop, 50 meters, stop, and started having fun at the end. Chromatic aunt. I'm not married, but closest I came was before I started working out. I was dating a woman for 8 years. We were both university students, and then I graduated, but she was international. She was an international student, and in the end, it was either she was going to stay here, we were going to get married, or she was going to move back to Japan and that to be with her family, and that's what she did. So how are you doing? How are you doing tonight? I'm just trying to flush out some inflammation out of my back. Oh, oh, oh. Man, I'm starting to overheat. Sorry, I'm having a hard time thinking. So wow. Oh, did I ask you how you're doing? Yeah, I did. Oh, it's good to hear. I got, I get a little bit of a food baby right now. I got home at 9:30 p.m. and I, my bowl was about like this round. I stacked it about that high. It was like overflowing. It was glorious, but I probably weigh like 5+ pounds more than I did before I ate it. Oh, I just feel, but I'm happy to be here. As of today, my province, I'm from Canada, has removed all COVID restrictions for gyms. And I'm not really necessarily that happy about that. But they've left it up to the individual facilities. If I go to my gym and if I don't feel safe there, I guess it'll be no more gyms and all home workouts and streaming again. I've been fully vaccinated as of July 11th, and I've been hitting the gym really hard ever since. And I've been putting on a fair decent amount of size every week. All right, I think I'm gonna do some dumbbell work. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah. So I'm single. I didn't say that, but uh, where's my water? I don't have Snapchat. I have an Instagram, other than that, I've removed myself from social media. I got involved in a fair amount of communities, and I spent a lot of time listening to people and trying to relate where they're coming from. But the way social media is set up, it just gets very draining. It's people just nobody listens to each other. They're just yelling at each other. Oh, let's get this camera out of it. But I've basically been Lord_admin all across the internet for a long time. Growing up, my dad's nickname for me was Adman the Madman. And I remember as a kid, I was the original Adman in RuneScape 1. I lost my character name and I couldn't get it back, so I had to come up with something else. Well, we're here now. Tell me about yourself. What do you do? Where are you from? Oh, where's my... Your favorite spoon. It is you. My favorite spoon is I said this before, didn't I? I told you what my favorite spoon is. My favorite. Do you remember what my favorite spoon is? I'll quiz you. I know what my favorite spoon is. Let's see if you can get if you remember the answer. Now, Curtis, how are you doing tonight? Banda, how's it going? Let's get this. I got my music playing still, but normally I add on that little blurb at the end of my title saying, "May dance the music that you can't hear." I didn't have enough title space to include that today. I've never seen Turbo beside someone's name before. Yeah, I think what's getting to me is I sprayed myself with mosquito spray. And even though I got completely doused with water, it was raining on me all day. And I even washed myself down in the lake. I can still smell the mosquito spray. Oh, woo! Yeah, I was driving home tonight, and I was losing my mind, just like going to. So, your favorite spoon? Do you remember what my favorite spoon is? Because I remember I told you. All right, I'm gonna do another set of basically what I just did: biceps, shoulders, then triceps. Then I'll start increasing the weight. Okay. Not quite, but A plus for the visual there. No, my favorite spoon is the biggest ass spoon I can get. Get more get more food in there. Just I'm oh I'm ambidextrous when it comes to food. Anything just to get it in faster when I'm eating. No one's got time to spend all their day eating. I got I feel my back has been coming out a little bit more the last couple weeks. I've been doing more weighted pull-ups. All right, so I have a balcony outside my window right now, and I've got a tarp over top of my bench press, and it's outside my window. I can see the tarp fluttering. It's gonna fly away. I'm gonna leave it for now, but after my workout, I'm going to tie it down or something because yeah, it's distracting me. All right, next set. Get these things out from my feet. But on my back. But yeah, it takes time. It takes a lot of work, a lot of volume. I just shaved. I haven't. It's actually been a while. I haven't really been focusing more on my facial grooming since I was doing partner dancing. It's it's interesting how certain things just stop being a priority once you're no longer going out and socializing like you used to. Whew. Yeah, I'm not naturally that hairy. I can grow a beard, but it's it takes a while and it takes grooming on it so it doesn't come in like patchy. You know how many times I've taken my shirt off and someone's asking, "Oh, do you wax your chest?" Like, no, I'm just naturally not hairy. It's better than the alternative, like my dad, who my sister grew up waxing his back. Guy's a bear. Those ones are only 25 pounds. I got 10, 20. I got 35 pounds I'll do next with some back grips. I've been going all day, not looking to kill myself, or I'd be doing like compound lifts. I've been going to the gym regularly since July 11th, doing leg days twice a week, making sure I get my deadlifts in. I'm doing 405 for sets of 6. I've been finishing off my leg days with deadlifts. Yesterday was a chest day. Spent an hour with hypertrophy on the cables, And then I started with overhead press, cables. Then I was doing bench press, and then then I did some triceps. Oh. Oh. I got a nice tenderness in my chest right now from my workout yesterday. I love it. Like you touch it, it's tender. It's like, oh, it feels good. But Saturday was my leg workout, and I'm still a little bit sore from my leg workout, and I had to go walk from like basically 9. Oni-chan, how's it going? I feel like I just want to like let loose right now, just like woo, and just sorry for the noise there. I gotta, but I was driving home after my 14-hour workday, and I was just like not even singing the music, but like just yelling and just like getting it out, just like ah. And then I got to the office. I'm all there by myself. I'm singing poorly like a crazy person without a care in the world, skipping down the hallway. But meanwhile, in my mind was just like, okay, go, 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 get done so you can get home. You're doing good. Good to hear. Yeah, my hair right now is a little bit flat. I got rained on all day. I got rained on for probably about 10 hours today, and it was wouldn't have been so bad if I was prepared to go outside today. Wasn't prepared. I showed up to work at 7:30 in the morning, and just my boss called me in. Okay, we need you out here on this job site. Okay, good, whatever. I'll like sort it out. Okay, I can do that, but I'm there in a t-shirt and hip waders, and it's bloody cold, and the mosquitoes were just biting me. And so I was probably miserable until maybe 2 p.m. And then the wind picked up. I started getting a little bit further away from the shore, and mosquitoes left me alone. And then I was having fun. Hungry soup. You doing good? You got lacrosse ball. Yeah, like nothing works better for a foot massage than just a simple lacrosse ball. A couple years ago, when I was dancing 3 days a week, and when I was doing badminton 3 days a week, and I was also weightlifting pretty much every day, I got plantar fasciitis, and that was pain, like so much pain. And people recommend get a water bottle, ice it up, and fill it with water, put it in the freezer, and then roll it when it's cold and it's iced. That's not optimal. What's better, lacrosse ball massage, then ice separate. Like Hungry Soup. Quick question: you lost lots of weight, like 55. Good job. You're hovering at 240 for a while, 4 months. Yeah, like eating moderately and when you're hungry is a good strategy, no matter what weight you're at. One thing I'd caution, if you are worried about overeating, don't eat until you're full, just eat until you're not hungry again. And if you become hungry later, just eat again. But, like you've seen mad results, and if you're like, and if those mad results, were you really pushing yourself? And if now you decided, okay, I want to relax a little bit, like if you're still getting improvement, even if it's not necessarily as fast, you're still getting improvement. Sometimes you only got so much willpower to go around, and it's also important to be happy, right? Like your health is very important, and you've already done wonders for your health, but you also need to be happy, and sometimes you need moderation. sometimes you just need to adjust to your new body. Like if you look at yourself in the mirror, you don't recognize yourself. Like accept yourself, love yourself, and then keep going. As opposed to like if you keep going and pushing and pushing and pushing until you have no willpower left, then if you just stop cold turkey, like the last thing you want is to suddenly gain like 40 pounds seemingly overnight, and it happens easier than you think. Echelon, you haven't tried on your feet? Oh, you just put it on the ground and you just step on it and you roll and you put it wherever you want. It's the best. Yeah, calves and shoulder blades. I find I'll put it against the wall. Except if you have drywall, it might be better to put like a towel or something against the wall so you're not rubbing. But you can. It's easier than doing it on the floor. Like you can do it on the floor, but it takes a lot more effort to move your body around the ball. Arcanus, how's it going? Yeah. So you were there when I was on Arcanus's stream right before I went to work, and it was supposed to be a nice easy day. I had in-office meetings scheduled for the entire day, and then as soon as I get into work, my boss calls me in. Hey, I need you on this site here. It's out of town. You're gonna have to meet with the contractor. They'll tell you what to do. Bring this equipment and just figure it out. And so I canceled all my meetings and scheduled them for tomorrow and the next day. And then I just went, and it was like the toughest stuff was every time I stepped, my foot went into about a foot of mud, and I had to pick my feet up every time I stepped, and one foot would get stuck, and I would have to walk 50 meters, stop, and then do some work. 50 meters, stop, do some work. And every time I stopped, I'd sink in to the point where I'm just like trying to lean back and forward, just trying to loosen my feet so I can get out of it. And it was rough, but by the end I was having fun. Well, what happened there? Whoops. Okay, my lights are. Give me a sec. I'm killing my lights. What's going on? Disco party. Did I do that? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna fix this. How do I fix this? I'm gonna fix it the cheap. Okay, that's frustrating me. What did I do? Disco party. Oh yeah, that seems to work better. Yeah, all right. Now back to my set. Oh, spray paint. Yeah. Was funny. I wasn't even using spray paint. It was the contractor I was working with who was using spray paint, and he must have sprayed me. Yeah, this guy was pissing me off. I had to keep telling him to F off and stand on my like social distance space. I showed up at his office, right? I'm wearing the mask. First thing he tells me, take off your mask. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Okay, well, whatever. So then we started talking, and then I was like, okay, so you're gonna take my vehicle. We're gonna head out there together. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm gonna take my own vehicle. And then I spent the whole time, like, he'd walk into me, and I'd take an extra couple steps back. He'd walk, I'd take a couple steps back, and that was at least until he started to get tired, and then it was too much work for him to chase me anymore, because every time he had to pick my feet, it sucked. And then the guy had a boat. I had to figure out how to use his boat for him, because I didn't know how to use it. So I'm trying to figure out this motor setup that I've never used before. Got it working. Couldn't figure out where the choke was. Yeah. Maybe I should have told you something. I could have melted. Nah, I wouldn't do that. But maybe I'll milk it from now on. It's like, yeah, when I saved those, I don't know, puppies from that fire. I'm from the middle of Canada. Yeah, I was wearing a mask for 14 hours today. Okay, I was carrying like GPS equipment in one hand, a bucket filled with tools in the other hand, and the bucket half floated, but it couldn't actually focus and just tip over, so I'm holding it. But uh, but yeah, it was like 14 hours mass exertion, and I'm in the middle of Canada, and this company that I'm actually working for, or that is actually our client, this contractor, uh, they actually had a COVID incident in the middle of the pandemic, where basically everybody in their office caught COVID, and it's like I wonder why. Well, I was having fun by the end. Like I was going, I was having like when we got out there, I walked into this thing. I'm like, what did I get myself into? Like you walk in, and I thought I was walking. My boss told me that I'm gonna be walking on the ground, but it's gonna be a little bit mucky. So wear the boots, like wear rubber boots. And I'm like, okay, I'll bring hip waders because it's around the lake, and I'll be able to tell myself in and out of a boat and stuff. And I get there, and the water was raised. I didn't go through a marsh. I went through a lake. Okay, so like it's not like I turned out like we had like they cut a path through the bush that was about like 100 meters through the bush. It's like thick bush. You can't even walk through it. They bulldoze it down. I get to the other side, and this is my job site, a freaking lake. And I walked in, and I ran in because I was getting chased by mosquitoes. So the mosquitoes chased me out of that bush because I'm just wearing a t-shirt and hip waders, and it was brutal because this is like unmanned territory. Nobody's ever been there before, and a lake. And I'm like, where's the job site? Like, where's the extent of? Holy Christ! Yeah, I was. But by the end, I was having fun. Once the wind picked up, the rain stopped, and the mosquitoes left me alone. If I would have fallen in the lake, like if I would have fell down, that would have been a different story. The contractor fell down. I was I had my head down. I was like hitting some buttons, doing some math, and doing my work right in front of me. And then in my peripheral vision up here, I watched him just fall back and splash right in the. And meanwhile, we were in lake at the time. That was that was probably just past the knee. So the guy he was carrying two phones, got them both wet. I'm going to bed after I finish streaming. Gonna wind it down. I spend a disappointingly amount of time in front of the computer. Too much time between cooking, training, working. Sometimes you just gotta I'll just leave my apartment, go outside. But spend a lot of time reading too. I'm not even counting what I'm doing. I'm just having fun. I'm really thankful for all the guys who are out here today. Lately, I've been having maybe 1-2 viewers, and a lot of people lurk. Happy to have you guys here to chat with. Keep me focused in the zone. Oh, so let's make sure I didn't miss anything here. Yeah, COVID protocols. I was wearing hip waders, so they're rubber boots that come all the way up to just around your chest, and I was like right below that too. So and the worst part is these rubber boots didn't fit me 100%. So by the end, my feet were killing me, like it was rubbing on my big toes, and I was that was probably the worst part. And occasionally you step on something that's a little bit sharp. These ones weren't steel toe boots, so I had to be careful. But for the most part, I could see where there was like sharp objects, or if it was the most part was just murky, like there's just water and mud underneath, and as I'm stepping, I'm kicking up mud, and the water gets a little bit murky. But in the spots where it's like really straggly, and you can see moss, you can see sticks, those are the parts where I'd avoid. Oh yeah, sets to failure. See, this wasn't actually; those weren't sets to failure. I could have done more. It's just I just pushed myself as hard as I felt like it, as hard as I felt like. But the lower the weight, the more reps you need to go to failure. Yeah, I gotta go in a boat. Meanwhile, looked like an idiot for a while while I was trying to figure out how to turn the thing on. It was a motor I've never used before, and the choke was in a weird spot. It was what I thought was a choke was really just what was it? It was I can't remember the name of it right now, but it's oh shit, I can't remember. But it had to be on anyways before you could go. Oh, all right. So now I'm gonna start increasing the weight. Maybe I'll hit my forearms. Um, what do I want to do? Um, I got a whole bunch of random weights around me. It's just today I want to stay away from more of the compound lifts because those wear me down. Like I've been doing all the big compound lifts, but I've been doing heavier and heavier weights. Um, like yesterday, I did an hour of basically chest hypertrophy, and then after that, I was bench pressing 275 pounds. So like heavy enough weight that is like something that you'd expect to do more fresh. And I started off just 45 each side, just get the motor patterns down, then just bump it up another 45. No, actually no, I didn't. Then I did a 35, and then I took that off 45, and then I jumped up to 275. I did 2 sets, and I'm done. But once I got to 275, my quality, I had one good set, and then my second set, my quality went down, so I stopped. Yeah, I've been getting improvement. So on my other streams, I'll always flex my lats, but now I'm actually seeing like I'm getting thicker, and it's because I've been putting in the work, and I find it harder to maintain a lot of like bulk, like a lot of like muscle mass on my frame without access to just the heavy weights I do at the gym. Like I'm doing my heavy rows. I'm doing sets to failure again, like weights that I can only do like any weight I have at home. It's difficult to find something where I can just do 10 and then it'll actually take me to failure. Whereas at the gym, I can just put in the cable, and now I'm doing pull downs where like you do a pull down, and when you let go, the weight weighs so much more than I do that zoom, I zip right up the to the moon. I can. I watched somebody do a Superman dive that was really impressive, and they like jumped, and they I'm talking, their body was perfectly horizontal, and then they managed to like land. It was almost like I was impressed, and I started breaking down in my own mind, and it's like I want to try that, but I know I'm gonna hurt myself. Yeah, so I can go dancing on Wednesdays again. So, there are two opportunities to dance. It's social distance dancing, and it is choreographed. Like it's not even. Sometimes it's choreographed, sometimes it's not. But it's solo dancing, but based around partner dancing. Um, and it's in the park. There's like salsa, bachata, and then there's also like a swing dancing event. Oh, I'm sorry, it's hot. Man, you guys get me jumping around here, and now I'm social distance dancing. Basically, you have your spot, and the way the salsa and the bachata works is there are these professional dancers who host this event, and they're on the stage, and they show you the moves to do, and you're in your little space with everyone separated across from away from each other, and you follow along with what they're doing on the stage. Whereas for the swing dancing, it's event that includes pretty much exclusively swing dancers who know a lot of like there's a lot of iconic swing dancing routines, um, and I've never had an interest in really learning the routines, but every routine is primarily based around iconic swing dancing moves. And I know enough of the moves that I can be watching the guy in front of me, and they'll put on the music, and I'll be watching, and I'll be following along with what he's doing. Like I'll be doing the kicks that he's doing, and it's repetitive enough that I might be blustering a little bit, but I can participate, and I can actually do well, and I particularly enjoy their warm-ups. The warm-ups that they do for the swing dancing is y'all get in a big circle, and one person leads, and they warm up just by moving their body, and they'll do different moves. And it might be something like left kick, right kick, left. I can. So left, kick, left, or right, left, right, right, and then they just escalate until everybody's sweating. Monkey see, monkey do. Uh, See, shin splints are something that the best like remedy is to leave them alone to the point where it's like you can play around with like your hot and cold and just getting some mobility in there, but really it comes down to whatever you're doing that's causing you the shin splints. Might be time to ease off a bit, or you might have got them because you might have trained too hard too fast, and you weren't ready for the performance you're doing. Whereas if you took it slower and did like train a little bit less hard, but for maybe like 6 months more, then your body could hold up a little bit better. And for myself, I used to run, and I would get shin splints. And I would run on, and it was because when you're running, the drainage on the road is slanted to get the water essentially into the road and get it to drain away. But so I'm running where one foot is always landing a little bit lower than the other, and I would get shin splints on one side of my foot, and then I start running on the other side of the road. I get shin splints on the other side of the foot, or like on the other foot, and then I'm done. I essentially can't run anymore. Can't even walk anymore. And shin splints are very painful. I'm fully vaccinated. I've actually been on very few job sites since the pandemic started. And when I have it on job sites, they've been my job sites where I've been there essentially alone. This was one of the few times I've actually been out and about. But like these contractors are cowboys. They're just they're the people that you send that don't get the work done cheap and just I don't know. But the boss of their company is really good friends with the boss of my company, and so we send work each other's way all the time. And like this whole project got set up by us. It was something that took 3 years to get going. We're dredging the lake, and it's something that the government was interested in, but it's really complicated, and we needed more. Like we needed really to lobby for it. And now I have two bosses at my company. The other boss used to work for the government, and he was one of the head honchos for this kind of thing. And so he brought his expertise and got the thing up and running, and was able to get it up and running because we had somebody like this contractor company who we could get on board and really sort everything out throughout the whole process. While we had another boss who's able to do spearhead the engineering portion behind it. Is my camera focus? Dang. You don't get. Yeah, a lot of times when it comes to something that's like your shins, it takes like I'm talking like maybe even like a year of building up a really strong base, because like shins don't, like everything around the shin doesn't necessarily grow that fast, and it's often a weak link. But shin splints themselves is a condition that's very painful, very common for runners and other sports type activities, whereas plantar fasciitis is more common for people who are just on their feet all day, and it's oh my hands, and it's more like you almost like lose the round, like you lose the curvature of the bottom of your foot, where like it feels like the middle of your foot is trying to press down, and it's excruciating. And it's very common for partner dancing for oops. But it's very common for a lot of, say, ballroom or like highly technical dances where you're rolling through your feet. So feet cam, which so you like roll, and at every step you're really rolling through your feet. I don't even roll through my feet that well. That's one of my inadequacies. Especially like you get women who are constantly doing it in their heels, and there we go. Camera apparently likes it when I look at my feet. I do. I have the most comfortable shoes I have are Toms. They are, and I don't think they make them like they used to. Now they make them with a more sticky bottom. But they used to make like the most amazing shoes where that may or may not be possible, but you know where to find me. I stream here regularly, but the Toms they're like they're just like a slip-on shoe, and I was very like people were like I heard a lot of good things about them, but I was still hesitant because I have a wide foot, and I have a hard time finding shoes that are comfortable. I slid this thing on, and there's like a beam of light coming down from the sky, and it's like, like the angels come out and singing, and I was just like, oh my god, this is so good. And I've worn those things, they've got some wear and tear on them. I also have a Latin shoe that's got a heel on it. I have like a sneaker that I wear. And this sneaker I got was like a $5 shoe. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy this thing, and it might not have been $5, it might have been 10. But it's like a $10 shoe that looked nice. I'm like, okay, I'll buy it, I'll try it. Fit well, okay. I got just regular dress shoes, which work really well for bad floors. So every Sunday right up until the pandemic, I would go blues dancing to live music. There was a blues jam where they would get different musicians from across the city, from across the country even, and they'd put them together, and they would just play something. Sometimes they never met each other. Sometimes they don't even know the songs. They just jam, and so you never really know what you're going to get. And then they would always start off with the house band who would play. They would get off, and then musicians would come, put their names in a hat, and the organizer would take those names and put them together a certain way. And as well, sometimes there would actually be bands that would sit and they'd wait their turn to play at the end. And the thing is they did this really crappy wood floor, so it's like really hard. Like if you're pivoting, if you can wreck. Like if you have suede on the bottom of your shoes, you can wreck your shoes. But just a nice dress shoe works really well for like crappy floors. I have a lot of shoes, but when it comes to what I wear day by day, I've got one sneaker that I've worn since I've been 18. And it's because it just fits me so well. I go to the shop, I buy this sneaker at this size, it fits every time. I try it on as just as like a courtesy, but really I know I'm gonna walk in there, I'm gonna grab the sneaker, it's gonna feel the best of any other shoe I've ever felt. But my ex showed me something at one point in time. She typed old man shoe into our old man sneaker into Google, and my shoe, the exact shoe I wore from when I was like 18 till I might have been like 29 at the time, was number 2. And the only shoe that beat it was Velcro. So she hated those shoes. But those shoes, were amazing for badminton. They're really good for sports. Yeah, I'm not kidding. So it popped up number 2. I'm not sure if it still does that, but I don't know. It's I'm gonna Google it right now, see if it pops up. If it does, I'll share it with you. but it's a wide shoe. Old man sneaker. Well, what do you? Oh, where'd he go? I think the one that, yeah, yep, it still pops up there, but I can't click on the link. It's, oh, I can smell the bug spray on me still. Yeah, so, Arcadis, were you asking me, like, you know what it's called, and you're, like, whether it was sets to failure? Well, like, what I'm doing right now, it's just more it's having a higher intensity. But I'm still not really going to failure. When you go to failure, it takes a long time to recover from that. Okay, blooper, add it to the blooper reel. Yeah, mostly I'm going till I can feel a burn. I keep going for a bit, and then I'm happy. No, I don't sweat very much, right? Like, and I hate sweating, and it gets hot in here when I do sweat. I'm miserable. Like, I like my ventilation. It takes a lot to make me sweat. So I'll go play like 3 hours of badminton, and as long as I'm not overheating, I'm not sweating. But at the same time, that's the reason why I don't have a shirt. It's like I found I've liked it for other reasons, as you can tell. But like when I work out, like even when I'm around, like when I'm at home, just hanging out, I'm never wearing a shirt. It's just makes me unnecessarily hot. I'm a heat box myself. I just give off heat, and makes me a good cuddle buddy, especially in winter. But it's it gets old when like I rarely get cold. Like I was outside in freezing cold rain all day, and it was just a little bit uncomfortable, right? Like I still I didn't suffer that bad. Meanwhile, you get somebody who's not a heat box like me. The contractor I was working with was basically wearing a winter jacket. He was wearing like a winter reflective jacket, the one you wear in winter that keeps you warm. And so he was wearing that all day. It was like the head carving, and he was like all covered up from the rain and from the wind. And I'm just out there in my t-shirt and well, my food baby. I'm gonna name it Ted. Oh, yeah. Ted doesn't seem like a baby name to me. Like Ted is like that's something that like I can't imagine being like a oh little baby Ted. But like you get someone who's like 43, is like yeah this is the man Ted. Meanwhile, it's like yeah, and he was never a baby. She just spawned at like 23, came out of some alternative dimension, and here's the man Ted. Oh yeah. Okay, so I want to push myself a little bit at the end, but I don't want to be here all night. So let's try this. Sorry, Oni-chan, can I do what? At a side angle. Let me know which one we do a side angle, and I'll give it a shot. I've been watching that '70s show, and Fez has some really good dance moves. Like you watch him, he knows how to move. Oh, there's a lot of different ways to do the flies. Like I'm almost like locking myself in. So when I'm coming up, I'm not like the way I got myself positioned. I can't go up any higher without changing the position of my arm. So if I want to go up higher, I have to bring my arm out in front to come up. So I'm actually locking it in with my shoulder, with my actual joint. And like some people will impinge themselves if they you can see people that you don't necessarily have to come all the way up, but I'll lean forward a little bit more and just. But at the same time, if you want to hit your rear delts, go a little bit more. This is rear delts territory right here. And mostly I'm focusing on just really, it's almost like making a fist. So I'm coming up, and I'm just squeezing my shoulders, getting a little bit of lat activation there as well. Yeah, that '70s show is so nostalgic for me. It's the only TV show I've actually got saved on my laptop, and it's just like there's so many things I've emulated in that show, and just relating with the relationship with Donna and Eric, and it's just. And then I remember when Mila Kunis got married, right? To Ashton Kutcher. That was like a guilty pleasure of mine, where they right, like in the end she's like got together with Fez, but like when they got together in real life, I was just like felt like a little schoolgirl. Anyways, I'm done flies. I want to do some rows. I don't have when I bend down here, I don't have the fan on me. It sucks. Let's lower that fan. Yeah, what's funny is you wouldn't expect it, but this exercise here is the #1 exercise that men get herniations on. Like the standard form, you get a bench, right? And you come out here and you do your row. Well, you're just like the way you're here, and when you're lifting, like men get herniations in their groin, where like a little piece of meat just comes and sticks out. Oh crap! So you're saying I gave you a spoiler then? Well, the end is worth it. I've been rewatching it the last couple months, just here and there, one episode here, one episode there. I just got to season 5, and the end of season 4, beginning of season 5 is probably the most iconic section for me. And it's got one of the most hilarious moments where, okay, so Donna basically goes to what, like Florida, and catches a ride with Kelso. She's there. She doesn't sort of mesh with the people there. She's feeling out of sorts, out of place, and homesick, and missing Eric. And Eric decides, you know what? I love her. I'm just gonna be romantic. Show up in like California. And so he does, and then so skipping to Donna, she's looking around I'm missing him so much. I'm seeing him everywhere. Like that guy there looks just like Eric. Wait a minute, that is Eric. And so the next moment, they look, they see each other, and they start running across the sand in slow motion, right? Like the very stereotypical, like just romantic, like we're gonna, like the two people run, they meet, and then they just grab each other, and they're swinging in the air, and that's that, right? Well, you got to remember, Kelso's there. So what Kelso does is, so you see Donna running, you see Eric running, you see Donna running, then you see Kelso who runs up to Donna, pushes her out of the way, and keeps or tries to push her out of the way, and then so she ends up overpowering and tossing him out of the sand, and keeps running. Like, what the heck are you doing? And then so they finally reach, and then they get to each other. They're about to speak, and then Kelso comes in and body tackles Donna onto the ground on the sand, and she's like, "What the hell are you doing?" It's like, "I'm winning," and I was like, that cracks me up so much. It's not bad to do this on the bench. It's just men should be careful about how they're doing it, and there are ways to make it safer. But it is the number one exercise. Like, even forget deadlifts. This is something that, like, it's the way our bodies are generated. Why, like, for men versus women, where the testes drop through through a layer of through the body, where like in the muscles there's like a gap made from where they drop through, but then there's these holes that remain, and like a herniation is essentially when your innards push through a gap or push through an opening and get out on the outside, and so you're like you when you pull and you push really hard in between your groin, like what's inside can sort of get like shoved out and then pushed inside that gap. And when you have a problem is when that gap constricts and locks it in there. So you get a lot of people who will actually get herniations, and they can actually push it back in, physically push it back in, as long as they don't let it sit there. Otherwise, they'll need surgery. All right, thanks for the lurk. But the reason why it's prone for injury is because of how like isometric it is. Like, it's actually like a lot of lifts. Like, I'm here right in front of you. I'm pushing. Like, even if you're pushing evenly, you're counterbalancing this weight. Whereas when you're doing those, it's almost like a one-arm push-up where you're really like off to the side. So you're like not in the center. You're off to the side to counterbalance. I've experimented with basically anything you can think about with fitness. Okay, so there's a point in time where I was doing bench press, where you only put the weight on one side of the bar, and you really focus on keeping that thing straight and on the way down, but there's only weight on one side of the bar, so you have to get your other leg all the way up the side to counterbalance that weight. Otherwise, it'll flip you right over top of the. Oh yeah, herniations are very painful. Sometimes not necessarily always, but Judge J. Did I say that right? Judge J? I'm Canadian, eh? How's it going tonight? Let's see if I Cool. The money shot. I just like I'm trying to keep myself more or less balanced straight, but I sort of also got to make room because my weights are just the round plates, and they sort of infringe on my own space. So I got to adjust my body to make room to lift it up. Tomorrow's actually going to be a long day too. No, I haven't. Um, I've been procrastinating mostly just to like at the time I was I was a little bit turned off by just having somebody in my like coming into my place, spending a couple hours in here. I don't know, but I've been using my bike as is. It's not optimal, but it's working. But at the same time, I haven't been doing cardio since June, um, and I not no cardio, but I haven't been training with cardio since June. I've been using cardio as a warm up. I've been going out for walks. I've been like going in the park and doing some cardio type activities. I played badminton a couple times, but for the most part, my physique has been mostly through diet. But my biggest sin is I'm a heavy procrastinator. And often it's because I'm always doing something. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then if I don't actually sit down and make it a priority, it can like I'll just get comfortable in my routine of just like planning this out, but I'm doing the things I want to do, but I'm still busy, and some things just might never get done. All right. Okay. So resistance training is great. Walking is great. Um, Both can be completely overridden by poor diet, but like for your health, cardio will go further for keeping you healthy longer because it goes for training the heart. Um, but resistance training can make you just like a machine where you can actually like you just fit and it doesn't take as much to maintain. It's like the trifecta is lift some weights, do some resistance training, do some cardio, clean up your diet, and then anything you can do for your like mental health on top of that, right? But I get you. There's only so much time in the day, but there's more than one day in the week. You don't necessarily have to do resistance training every day. If you want to be like nobody has to be as efficient as possible, especially just to be healthy. If you just want to be healthy and like look nice. All right, so on Nichan, last time you were here, you asked me about like people looking a certain way in their 50s, right? Well, I was thinking about that question, and one thing in particular, women are like hormones change and affects your hunger, and what often happens is people will spend a decade getting out of shape, and then once you're out of shape, you don't just get like it's harder to just get like right back in shape all at once. So you spend a decade getting there, you might have to spend a couple years to get out. Um, but if you do everything right, you can still look really good in your 50s, in your 60s, particularly for women. Um, with men, there's with like testosterone going down, um, it might be harder to like get the professional bodybuilder look. And even if you have like near a professional bodybuilder look, there will be some thing like you'll be able to see in the body how it's aged and how like shapes have changed over time. Um, whereas like with women who want just like the standard slim and like fit look, it's easier to maintain like a look you'd expect in the 20s for a woman in their 50s than it would be for a man in their 50s. But like I'm saying, easier to reach the peak, but maybe for men it might be easier to get like 70% of the way there. Whereas for women, it might take more work to get 70% of the way there. But once they're 70% of the way there, they might have an easier time getting to the like it would still be possible to get to 100%. Whereas with men, they might only be able to get to 70%, 80% without the use of stuff that affects the hormones. Yeah, like Arnold still looks great, but you can tell certain things about his body. Um, but even then, like Arnold's not the best. Like he's looking the way he does after a heart transplant, right? So like that's something that affects you lifelong, right? So like that's a handicap that. Yeah, he's like you can tell he's aged, but he still looks a lot better than a lot of people. But like he abused his body when he was younger, and like he's dealing with ramifications from that now, or like even now. Whereas if Arnold Schwarzenegger wasn't wasn't like Mr. Olympia, but was just fit for his entire life, he might look a little bit better now than he does, just with how active he is. Yeah, but Arnold inspired generations. And he's still doing good for the fitness community. Um, but in Arnold's day, it was a completely different. It was a completely different time, and like you had the bodybuilder physique back then. Now you have mass monsters where people like back in Arnold's day, he would like you get your steroids right from the doctor. You go to the doctor and he give you a clinical dose of steroids, and you get regular blood work done. Your blood work comes a little bit back a little bit negative. Your doctor cuts you off. You're like, but doc, I got a show coming up. Well, too bad. And now you get guys who are pumping themselves up with like 10 times, 50 times more um, than Arnold ever took. Yeah, yeah. Poor like the worst thing with Arnold is he's fallen into the traps that a lot of people that fall into like who have money and fame and power fall into, right? So like nobody's above nobody's above that, and he's an example. You get people on the other end who like it's just this like sometimes the stress break like it just becomes stress and you have mental breaks. Other times you just become like you have all this easy power, easy women, and it's it's stereotypical, but it is what it is. But life is long. I hope he's able to maybe I don't know if right all his wrongs is the right word, but like be a positive influence for and sort of like one thing about your life, you don't like where you're at, you have the possibility to change it, right? You know, like the only thing you have real control over is how you think and how you behave. Um, like a lot of other circumstances are just luck, like things outside your control. If you can't control other people, sometimes like like people just nobody has. Like some people have a lot, some people don't. But it's what you do with it that matters. But some people just want the like cozy life, just be good to those around them. Don't necessarily have to make a big impact, but that's okay too. Oh, oh yeah, yeah. I've before I started weight training, I originally started with bodybuilding, but before that, I had thought like PEDs were something that was like really hard to get. It's illegal, right? I wouldn't know where to start. And as soon as I started building muscle and going to the gym, people are just offering me like what like from there like, oh, this is where I get my supply from. I'm like, no thanks, buddy. But most people one don't take steroids. They're illegal, and why would you like you can get things that work just as good, basically shipped to your door from Amazon, and it's legal. You don't have to go out of your way. Um, but at the same time, like my opinion, if you want to go down that route, you should be basically becoming a chemist before you even take anything. Like you should understand the chemistry of what's going on because there's so many different ways you can f up your entire life. And and then even then, like for myself, I've built a better body than like 80%, 90% of people who actually take steroids ever will. Right? Like you don't just take steroids or other PEDs and then you just become muscular. What it does is it allows you to gain 4 years worth of gains in 1 year. It allows you to like once you hit your peak genetic potential, it allows you to raise the limits on what's actually possible. And it does work, but there's a genetics component to it as well. Some people are just like really like react really well to those substances. Some people don't. Some people are just some people don't have other things in place like diet, their training, but yeah, like I know guys who are 17 taking some like really hard PEDs, and at that age you can almost tell like you can tell better because when people first start taking, if they already don't have a strong base, what the first thing that happens is all their muscles grow really really fast, but the big muscles grow a lot faster than a lot of the smaller muscles that take more time to grow, and you get really some like misshapen looks until the rest is able to fill itself in. But after they've been training a couple of years and everything fills in, you can't tell anymore. Like most people, you can't look at them and tell this is steroids. Like there's certain like if you can see certain side effects like gynecomastia. I was saying gyno. I butchered the word. or you get people that mess up what they take, and they get covered head to toe in basically scab like acne. Um, but the one thing that like how you can tell someone's on PEDs is you look at how they've been training, and like if you have somebody that's been training for like 4 years and they sort of plateaued, and all of a sudden in 1 year they gained 25 pounds of muscle, that person is 100% on something. Um, oh, I'm getting hot. Well, yeah, because people take them, and it's always the here and the now, right? Like it's unhealthy. Like it works, it's not healthy. Like it's never healthy, and unless you're getting regular blood work done, you don't know how unhealthy it is, and you're just like, okay, my liver, who cares about that, right? Well, like 10 years down the road, yeah, like you got issues that are going to affect you the rest of your life, and that's just what you're dealing with. But even myself, right? If I ever stop training, if I ever decide to stop having tons, I'm looking for my water right now because I'm really thirsty. I ran out of one water bottle, and I was sure I had a second one here, but I don't see it. But for myself, like when I was bulking particularly, but like right now, if I go to stop, like just I decide I'm tired of lifting weights. I just want to be healthy. I don't care about maintaining muscle mass. I just want to be healthy, active. Um, I would have to really, really watch my diet, right? Because if I am having like if I'm having 4,000 calories a day, which I'm not right now, but if I was, and like I was on a 5 to 6,000 a day a calorie a day diet for 3 years, and at that time, if I were to stop working out, I would blow up. Like I would just like really really fast. At the same time, if I stopped eating when I was burning off 5 to 6,000 calories a day, my body would eat itself. So like the point where like I got sick, I dropped 60 pounds like snap of an eye, 60 pounds, right? That's like the point where I became like super anemic, and it's just like I was injured, I couldn't move, I didn't know what was going on. I was sick, I was like, and like my body would just eat itself away, or inversely, my body would just blow up. And I know like if I blow up, I know how to burn that off. And but like when if I were to stop working out, I would have to really manage my diet, get my sort of get my hormones regulated for the body that I'm moving towards. Because you see a lot of guys who like build a lot of muscle, they stop, and what do they get? They get like the beer like barrel bellies, and just they keep eating. Like for myself, I love eating. I love eating a lot of food. So for myself, even when I'm lean right now, I'm eating low calorie, uh, like high volume foods. So like like big, like lots of volume, just lower calorie. And so I can eat until I'm full. Like my recommendations for a lot of people here, like even earlier today, I said it's great if you just want to like eat, but I'd maybe recommend just eat until you're not hungry, not until you're full. But for myself, I love being full, and I want to do that. I'm going to do that, but I can do that in with good conscience if I eat just 2 pounds of strawberries. See, bread and rice is actually very comparable. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. See. Yeah. Judge Judge J. Um, like it's very comparable. Um, honestly, potatoes are probably better. Um, like well, even then, it really depends, right? Like potatoes tend to like can be more filling for volume, but if you're gonna like fry them, or like deep fry them, like it's it's a whole other beast. Like what are you eating like potatoes or grease? And a lot of foods, it comes down to the additives you put in there. Like if you want to count your calories, you have to understand the oil that you're putting. Like if you're frying something, you have to understand the oil that you're putting in. If you're or if you're putting together a salad, you got to understand how much sauce you're putting in there, because you don't want to eat a 200 calorie salad that's an extra 150 calories in sauce. Read the labels. You get like you can get bread that's like 70 calories a slice. Other ones you get that are like basically 150 calories a slice. And often the breads that are dressed up as like whole grain and all these extra, like all those extra stuff, add calories to it as well. So if you often look at some of like the healthier breads, and they're more calories. Like they might be more filling, but they're more calories. And often you're not going for bread to be filling, because you're not just eating bread. You're like having bread in this. Like for myself, I make myself monster sandwiches. Like I'll just stack my sandwiches, 2 pieces of bread between them, just right? That's yeah. Like for myself, these days I'm mostly just looking at calories and protein. So I make French toast, and how I make them: take egg whites, soak the bread in egg whites, put them on a pan, take a spoon, add more egg whites to the bread until it can't take any more, put blueberries on top, fry it, flip it, and the bread I go for is the biggest bread I can get that is also the lowest calorie. So I get this almost a little more porous bread, but it can hold more egg whites for the amount of calories. Meanwhile, if I would just like I could do it with just like a regular like piece of white bread, regular whole wheat bread, regular rye bread, but the ones I'm getting are a little bit more, they're a little bit rounder and they're a little bit more puffy, right? So a little bit more empty space in them. Most people would be better off avoiding cheese. And the problem is cheese is just the most delicious thing in the world, where like nobody ever just has one serving of cheese, right? It's like nobody ever has one serving of cheese, to the point where you'd be better off having processed cheese, like taking out your regular cheese for processed cheese. It's not as good, but you're gonna take out a whole chunk of calories out of the cheese. Yeah, cheese is the most amazing. Like cheese is like well, what's even better? You take like marble cheese, like, and stick a pickle in between and just chomp. So make yourself like a cheese sandwich with a pickle in, like a dill pickle in between. That thing is just so simple but mind-blowingly delicious. No, I'm not saying it tastes better. I'd say you'd be better off, because like people just have too much cheese, and you don't need like all those calories in cheese. But once you start having cheese, there's no going back. That's yeah. All right. Last shoulder. Well, processed cheese is lower calories. And if you're using cheese as like an additive to food, right, it might not taste as good, but it'll be close for a lot less calories. Unless you're just unless you want to like eat cheese for its nutrition value, which is like, or you just like eating cheese, so you just like take a block of cheese and munch on it. But then again, you might have like 5, 6 servings of cheese at once. Yeah, I cut cheese, like, whenever I cut cheese out of my diet, I have to find something to replace those calories with. Because it'll feel like I'm not adding that much cheese, but with like a small amount of cheese would be like can add up to a large amount of calories if you're having just a little bit every day, to the point where it's like I basically need another meal every day because so like I cut it out, but I'm still up, but like now I'm in a deficit. Oh, not quite, but I don't blame you for thinking that it's disgusting. But like gymnastic rings, how's it going? I haven't. I'll take a look at it. I enjoy my calisthenics. I'm 190 pounds, which makes some things a lot more difficult than like a lot of um, techniques you see people doing. It's like somebody who's ripped and might look like me, but is like 160 pounds, and the extra weight really adds on difficulty. But like I'm very proud of being able to do things like one arm pull-ups. So I'm 190 pounds. I can do one arm pull-ups. I could do one arm pull-ups when I was 225. But calisthenics, I got nothing but love for calisthenics. You can build a really amazing body. There's tons of progression there, right from never trained before all the way to like anything you'll ever need. Um, I joined the circus group several years ago, and I was the base for the most part, like holding guys over my head, hand to hand. Had a lot of fun. I'm out of water. Getting hot. I don't put honey on my French toast. I make myself like protein pudding, or else the Greek yogurt on my French toast. I'll have a peanut butter powder and honey sandwich every day. So like just load up on the peanut butter powder with a little bit of honey, and it's delicious, and it's sort of it's like my coffee, right? It's like it just picks me up. Like if I need a pick me up, it's like okay, so the morning just started. It's halfway through. Need something to get me through to lunch. There's my peanut butter and honey sandwich. Well, peanut butter powder and honey sandwich. But so gymnast rings. So the Fitness Facts YouTube channel. Who puts that together? Like, is that a group? Is that an individual who is like has some sort of like specific expertise? It's not. No, I wouldn't say it's more organic. Peanut butter powder is basically engineered. It's peanut butter that has the fat removed. So peanut butter is a very high fat substance that are a very high fat food that's like high in calories, and you can really down a lot of it without getting full. And peanut butter powder turns this high fat content meal into a high protein meal where it becomes more filling for less calories. And it might not taste like I like the taste of it, but it's a little bit different. You can even get like chocolate peanut butter powder, but when I bulk, I love having natural peanut butter. So like natural peanut butter when I bulk, like peanut butter is very nutritious, like very very nutritious, but most people just eat too much of it. So like there's lots of studies that show like, oh, you have a little bit of peanut butter every day, and it's gonna like it has really positive benefits for you. The problem is most people don't just have a little bit of peanut butter. All right, gymnast rings. It's an Australian guy who has been doing calisthenics. I might know who is it. Is this fitness guy like look Asian? Is that who? I'm gonna look this up because I might have followed some of his instructions at Fitness Facts. No, this isn't the guy I'm thinking about. But looking at his videos, it looks really high quality. It looks like he's taken some play. He looks like he's taken some plays out of Athlete X's playbook, where you get the muscle highlighted and the same type of quality of streams. What am I doing for my lower body training? Since July 11th, I've been training twice a week. I've been doing basically everything. I've been doing squats, leg presses. I've been doing machine squats. I've been doing deadlifts. I've been doing isolation for my hamstrings, for my glutes, for my calves. Like one day of the week I'll focus more on leg press. The other day of the week I'll focus more on squats and finish off with deadlifts. I've been deadlifting 405 for sets of 6. And I've been how much I squat depends on changes depending on how I squat. So sometimes I focus more on slow contraction and squeezing on the way up. And so I might just get down and really just sit and just have the weight, breathe, and squeeze the muscles to take myself up. Yeah, I was doing 405 for sets of 6 on Saturday, but I didn't the gym sort of screwed me up because they changed all the schedules and they are going from an hour and a half sessions to 2-hour sessions. And you have to schedule it. And when I scheduled my appointment, it said 120 minutes when I scheduled it. But on all the announcements and all the brochures, it said still 90 minutes until Monday. So I planned for a 2-hour workout. Suddenly found I had an hour and a half workout, and I had to rush myself through deadlifts, which is never a good idea. Not particularly. I've been doing some fun stuff out in the parks. I might go with I like my lunges, but it's been really here or there for agility type stuff. I've been playing badminton on Thursdays, and badminton on Thursdays is actually a lot of I'm very quick on my feet, but it's a lot of pivoting. So I'm stationary, and it's like da 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 da. And it was really nice going back to badminton and just having everything fall in place. My body remembers it. Normally, whenever I take a break from badminton, I'll hit the birdie, I'll go to clear it, swing and a miss, right? But no, I started, just clear, easy, just warming up with clears. And when I started playing badminton again, I was getting bruises in my hand because I keep everything loose until the end when I snap. So I'm actually snapping at the end, and it's punching into my hand. The handle's punching into my hand every time I'm basically holding with 2 fingers until I'll snap. And I love badminton. Yeah, I completely. I didn't even think of badminton as training. I just thought it I just had the opportunity to play it again, and badminton has made me more sore in the past than weightlifting ever has, right? Because when I'm weightlifting, I'm deadlifting something, I picked it up. How do I feel? I go pick it up. It's not coming up. Okay, abandon something. Reassess, change. Okay, what went wrong now? Okay, I let my shoulders go. I didn't lock that in place, or I lift. I do 4. okay, I'm done. Then, like my form started to go, I'm done. Whereas you play badminton, you just want to go and go and go until you win, and then you're sore after, like you've overdone it. I remember several years ago, I got myself ranked 7th in my province for badminton, and my whole strategy was to out cardio everybody. I was twice the size of everybody I was playing against. I was playing against a lot of like these really skinny Chinese guys, and the first and second at the time were actually twin guys who were like they're white, they're probably about like 20 years old, and they had professional trainers and they played against each other all the time. They were the only two people I couldn't read, and they wrecked me. Quad challenges. I first read that as Sauron. I was like, yeah, do it, Lord of the Rings style. Let's go. Yeah, I got my leg day today, walking through a lake, and like every time I stepped, my foot went 1 foot into mud, and every time I had to like pick it up, and then I'd work whenever I stayed in one spot, I keep sinking to the point where like the mud would be like up to my knee or higher, and then I have to like almost like yank myself, go forward, back, get one leg out, then when I step it down, that leg keeps sinking as I try to get the other leg out, and rinse and repeat over and over again. I'll take a look at that. For now, though, I should be calling it. I'll see if there's. Oh, there's this is the guy I like to rate a lot. He's good people. He's got more energy than I do. He's just positive energy. Yeah, except it's a little bit difficult when we're not really conditioned for picking our legs up, and it's led to injuries for myself in the past, where like walking 15 kilometers a day in swamp where you're picking your feet up every time, like it can do some nasty things to your body when you overdo it. Yeah, thanks. I enjoyed having you guys here. It's been I've had a really I had fun today. I started off, I was miserable. I got to my job site, which I wasn't supposed to be on today. I got called there last minute, went out there. I walked through like 100 meters of bush, get to my job site. It's a freaking lake. The water came up and it was just a lake. And I'm in my hip waders and a t-shirt, getting rained on, getting bit by mosquitoes. I was like, what am I doing here? But by the end, I was going. I was having fun. It was it's like I'm gonna go home tonight. I'm gonna lift some weights. I'm gonna do this. But I'm gonna send this guy some love. Like I said, he's got lots of positive energy. Oh. I will. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for joining me. It's fun. But yeah, ranked 7th in badminton. My whole strategy, out cardio everybody, hit the birdie to only the 4 corners, and force my opponent to do the same to me. So it became I hit to the 4 corners, he hit to the 4 corners. We never set each other up. One of us would tire, always be him. That's how I won so many games. Have a good night, Oni-chan. Pleasure as always. I enjoy your enthusiasm and just like willingness to take everything up as a sponge. But have a good night. Yeah, thanks for all the recommendations. I'll definitely get to them. Have a good night.